I sat with a business this week and told them not to automate three things, and then I found them thousands of pounds a year they didn't know they were losing. Here's what's actually happening with AI right now that nobody is talking about. Hi, I'm Jody, 30 years in construction and small business. Co-founded a construction company, grew it from 2 people to nearly 70. Now I help small businesses figure out where AI fits. Not selling courses, not doing tutorials, actually in the room with real businesses every week, going through their week, finding where the time goes. This week I was accepted into Anthropic's official partner program, the same AI that found security holes Microsoft and Apple missed. I'm seeing this from both sides now, from inside the businesses and from inside the technology. And I want to be honest about what I'm seeing, because there's a lot of noise right now and not much true. Alex Hormozi shared this week that a company called Medvi did $400 million in 12 months. One person, 0 employees, the whole thing runs on automation. Half the internet said, that's insane. The other half said, that won't work in my industry. And both groups went back to typing customer details in 3 separate places. Nobody's saying you need it to be a one-person billion-dollar company, but the gap between what's possible and what most businesses are actually doing is massive. And it's getting wider and wider every week. I'm not talking about chatbots, I'm talking about the repetitive stuff. Typing the same details into 3 places, chasing people for information they already gave you, sending reminders that could send themselves. That's not massively skilled work. Your people are worth more than that, and fixing it costs a lot less than you think. AI and jobs. There's a video doing the rounds on the Diary of the CEO, an AI whistleblower, over 3 million views, and scared a lot of people. Here's my honest take on it. I sat with a business this week and I mapped every task their team does, and I told them there were 3 things they should not automate. Things their customer loves about them. Things that are part of who they are. We don't touch those. The skill is not knowing what to automate, it's knowing what to leave alone. AI doesn't replace your people, it handles the repetitive stuff so your people can do more valuable work. And I want to be clear here, I'm not saying admin isn't valuable, it absolutely is. But when the same customer details get typed in 3 different places, that's not valuable admin, that's a process problem. The person doing it is worth more than that. They could be looking after your customers, solving problems, doing the work that actually needs a human brain and a human heart. Your site engineer, your office manager, your accounts person, they don't need replacing. They need the repetitive rework taken off their plate so they can do the job they actually hired to do. And there's another side nobody's talking about. Having an AI you can just talk to, brainstorm off, ask questions, think through problems with. Not a chatbot, an actual thinking partner that knows your business. That's not replacing anyone. That's giving every business in your business a work partner they never had. Another quote from Alex Hormozi said something that's really stuck with me this week. He's frustrated with AI slop, generic content, copy-paste emails, chatbots that sound like robots, tools that half work. And he's 100% right. Most AI projects can be rubbish. 95% of them have failed. MIT published a study on this. Not because the technology doesn't work, because people start building before they know what to build. They see a demo, they buy a tool, they point it at everything, and they get mediocre results everywhere. The businesses I work with actually get results doing the one thing differently. They map first. They sit down for 45 minutes and go through every recurring task in their business. What takes time? What costs money? What should stay manual? What should change? And then they build one thing, the most expensive problem first. Not the most exciting, the most expensive thing. Every business I've mapped so far, the biggest problem was never what the owner expected it to be. It's always hiding somewhere they weren't looking. One small fix in the right place and everything downstream gets better. They never would have found it without mapping things first. Something happened this week that barely made the news. Anthropic's AI found thousands of security vulnerabilities that no human had ever spotted. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, 40 companies are now using it to protect their software. The same AI, the same technology, the one that can find security holes in code that millions of developers missed, is the same one that can read an engineer's voice note and turn it into a proper job report, or chase up an unpaid invoice, or pull a council compliance report in 30 seconds. We are not talking about chatbots anymore. This is something else, and most small businesses haven't even started yet. 38% of UK contractors are already using AI in their business. That number doubled in 12 months. The other 62% are not behind because they tried and failed. They're behind because they haven't even started. And every week, the gap gets wider. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here because I've been building things for 30 years, and this is the biggest change I've ever seen. And the honest truth is, most people don't need a course. They don't need a tutorial. They don't need to learn prompt engineering. Or they need someone to sit down with them for 45 minutes and say, here's where your time is going. Here's what's costing you. And here's what to fix first. That's what I do. If that sounds useful, DM me Map in the comments below. And if it doesn't, just try this. Pick one task in your business that your team does every single week that adds nothing. The retyping, the chasing, the reminders nobody remembers to send. Write it down. Ask yourself, what would my team do with that time back? That's where it starts. Not with AI, with a question. Craft first, tech second, people always. Hopefully see you in the next one. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.